Good evening, good evening. Hey, my name's Robert. First stream in the new house here in Topeka. We are still in the process of unpacking and getting things the way we like them. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 outlets still to replace, and probably half that in switches. We have a lot of painting to do. We've gotten a good bit of painting done, uh, but there's just so much to do when moving into a new house. We shampooed the carpet down here in this basement, bonus room, whatever we're going to call this, the studio is what I'm going to call it. And through that process, discovered that there was a very, very, very slow leak right behind me in the corner here, um, where the washing machine is right on the other side of that wall, and the valves were leaking very, very slowly. Um, and so we're having to replace drywall and maybe replace carpet eventually. The carpet isn't damaged and the pad looks okay, but the carpet's kind of older, and I shampooed it because it looked really, really grody. The previous owner had a uh, workbench right over there that you can't see, but right below a window, big long, like 8 foot long workbench, and you could tell where he worked outside the edge of this workbench, especially over on the right corner, um, just from where all the dirt was tracked. I spent hours down here shampooing, and then fans and drying, and then I smelled mildew, and I'm like, why is it so smelly? The rest of the room was kind of damp, but then I get over in this corner and it's like splash, splash. So got that replaced. Still waiting on the guy to come back and finish the drywall. That's what that long piece is there. Um, he left at like 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and what am I? No, go away, mouse. He left at like 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and haven't seen or heard from him since. I've tried calling him and texting him multiple times on Thursday and Friday. I'm not going to try to call somebody, hey, come do this work on a weekend. But I'll be calling him at least once more tomorrow. And if he doesn't answer, I'm going to have to find another handyman to finish this job just because we need to have this done so I can paint a really cool pattern on that wall back there. In fact, let me see if I can pull that up. actually sue me. The one really bad part of this house is that our main bathroom is tiny. There's a toilet and a small sink and a barely single person shower stall. That's it. There's a cabinet above the toilet and some like shelves that were cut into the wall just to the right of the sink, and that's it. That's the whole bathroom. I've gotten spoiled by gigantic bathrooms in the last couple of houses that used to be bedrooms, because when the houses were built there wasn't running water and indoor plumbing in bathrooms. um, so both of these bathrooms that we had previously were bedrooms. So we had gigantic tubs, a gigantic jacuzzi tub in the last one, and huge shower and all that good stuff. And in this one, I can barely turn around in the shower stall without bumping the shelf hanging from the shower head thing. We might end up using the guest bath more because it's like 2.5 times the size. Just go in there, to pee in the middle of the night. Or maybe to shave. I don't know. I've got some ideas for some shelving to go in there that should help the storage situation, but that shower, I can't make that any bigger, because it shares a wall with the guest room toilet, where the toilet is kind of cut into the corner there. I don't know. I might do a short video about that. Show you how tiny my shower is. What else? It's a nice house though. It's literally half the size of our previous house. Our last house was 2,600 square feet. This one's 1,300. And let me make sure I'm not missing any chat messages. It's not likely. No one ever watches these. Participants. See who's here. Nobody. Just me. So one of the things I thought about doing, and this may be down the road a few years, or a year, I don't know, is to give us a real bathroom with like a tub at least, is to extend the house out to the north by 8 or 10 feet, whatever we can get away with easements and zoning and whatever, and have that on pillars. Make that maybe like a third parking space underneath there. Might pave that. I don't know, because the only thing over there is the trash cans and the gate that goes into the backyard. And that would be okay. So like, we come into our master bedroom. Immediately to the left is a very shallow, about 8 foot wide closet with sliding doors. Just to the right is our king size bed. That's against the wall with the door. And then on the opposite wall is Paige's dresser. And it is only Paige's dresser. It's a giant IKEA Hemnes 8 drawer dresser. Look that up. And she's got all of it filled. She doesn't use half of it. And then on the north wall is just a window. And they stuck a full-length mirror on this wall with some vanity lights over it. I guess she really liked to look at herself getting dressed. And I'm thinking push out that wall and put a door where that mirror is, basically, into a bigger bathroom, the same depth or width, whatever you want to call it, as the bedroom, and then out like 10 feet. So we can have an actual freaking bathtub and some storage in our master bath. And then turn the bathroom. So remember that closet I told you about? Next thing over is the door to this bathroom. Turn that into more closet. Yeah, turn that into more closet, like a long one wall walk-in closet. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. But that is not happening anytime soon, so I'm just gonna have to deal with stuff for a while. There is, man, some serious snafus. I got a story to tell you about this house, or about getting this house, about buying it. So part of the process of buying a house is once you've reached your purchase agreement with the seller, an appraisal is done by the lender. And I'm mostly just pulling this out of my butt. I think this is how it works, but somebody call me if I'm wrong. And what happens is the lender, if you're getting a mortgage, the lender orders an appraisal. And if that appraisal value doesn't come back to be the same or greater than the purchase price that you've agreed upon with the seller, you are responsible for the difference. You can't borrow the full sale price if it doesn't appraise for the full sale price. And long story short, that's what happened here. It came in 16,000 under because this appraiser was incompetent. 100% totally incompetent. She should not have an appraiser's license. Like, oh, I'm so mad at this lady. That's the short version. The long version is not this past Tuesday, but the one before that, the Tuesday before we were supposed to move. Our lender contacted us and said, just to let you know, I'm waiting on the appraisal report still. I expect it here any minute now, maybe tomorrow or the next day. And, we're like, okay, cool. There's nothing we can do about it. Just thanks for letting us know. And let me make sure my camera's still working. And then we get closer and closer to time, and she hasn't contacted us about this appraisal report coming in or not. And I assume that it has come in, and we get into the next week where we're closing on Tuesday. We were supposed to close this past Tuesday. No. Okay, so this was 3 weeks ago. Gosh, it's been a while. So 2 weeks ago, Tuesday, we were supposed to close. And we get into Monday, appraisal report's still not there. And she says, yeah, if I don't have it by 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern, she's on Eastern. If I don't have it by that time today, we can't close tomorrow. So I am going to be, hounding this appraisal management company. And that is another half a situation in itself. So after the 2008 bubble burst, some regulations were done such that real estate agents and lenders can't interact with the appraiser directly. They have to go through an appraisal management company. And so the lender was like calling this appraisal management company, which is a middleman. You can't cut out this middleman, apparently. She was calling this appraisal management company supposedly nonstop to try to get this appraisal report that this appraiser should have had in, I feel like, a long time previously. And nothing. So we weren't able to close Tuesday. We had to push it back to Wednesday, which is the same day we were supposed to be out of our old house. They were closing on our house, and all of that went smoothly. They were closing on our house on Wednesday. And then that didn't fucking work. And then it was supposed to be Thursday, and then push, because this appraiser, it's 100%, it still makes me mad, 100% incompetent. And so she finally gets the appraisal report on Thursday, and it comes in 16,000 less than the purchase price that we agreed on with the sellers of this house, which is idiotic because the comps they call them, that she showed to base this appraisal price on were from last July, where the market was entirely different. I don't know if we told you about this or I told you about this, but when we were looking for houses, we basically never saw the same house twice from week to week because they were just going like that for way above asking price. And so this lady trying to say this house was only worth asking price is an idiot, an absolute fucking moron. I am more mad at this lady than I've been at anybody in a long time for both giving a bad appraisal and taking so goddamn long to do it. Good news is that this lender is no longer working with that appraisal management company because they can't manage their appraisers. And this appraisal management company, my understanding is that they are no longer working with this appraiser. Now, appraisers are independent. They have their license, they have their practice. So, they can stay in business as long as they get business. So they can't actually fire her. But she's no longer working with this particular appraisal management company. And I feel like it's going to be really hard for her to find another company to work with. Because, you have to have an appraisal management company to work now after 2008. Anyway, so we got that report on Thursday. It came in 16,000 low. And by this point, our buyer's agent is like, God, you guys, I'm so sorry this is happening. I'm so sorry everything's delayed. This is, awful. I've never had this happen. I'm going to do everything in my power I can to get this done and get it fair to you guys. And for Thursday, And Friday night, we actually stayed in a extended stay hotel with the cats and all of our shit in a U-Haul trailer, or all the stuff that we have to and wanted to bring with us. That the mover. Okay, that's another situation. But I'll talk about that later. The movers will not, cannot pack anything liquid at all, even water. They can't pack water. They can't put it on the truck, or anything flammable or any alcohol, which both of those things are liquids anyway, or wax. They can't do candles or anything like that. So we had to take anything liquid, even like toothpaste counts as a liquid. They can't pack it. Shampoo, all that stuff. Excuse me. So we had to take any of that stuff that we had with us, as well as, clothes to wear and cleaning stuff for the day or two we were expecting to be here before our stuff got delivered, and all of that. And so we had both of our vehicles full to the gills, cats, the smallest U-Haul trailer you can get. Next time we move, I'm getting the next size up. And so we stayed in a hotel for 2 nights because of this. And our buyer's agent talked to the listing agent and to the sellers. And they basically come up with like a 1/3 compromise where he and the listing agent would come up with about a third of the difference in price. And then the sellers would meet us about a third of the way in. And then we would just have to provide another third more toward getting to closing on top of what would be our down payment for the mortgage. And I really thought that that was unfair to the agents and to the buyers because they didn't have anything to do with it. Not their fault. No reason for them to have to pay or try to help us or provide anything. I'm sorry, I'm trying to clean my screen here. For us to be able to close on this house. It shouldn't have to cost them anything. This is 100% the appraiser's fault. Well, 95% the appraiser's fault, 5% the lender for not getting this right. So we had the lender contact the appraiser to see if she would redo the appraisal with some newer comps, more accurate comps, real comps that our agent and the listing agent found and sent to her. And I was to the point where I was going to say, you know what? We'll push back closing as long as we have to, as long as the sellers are okay with it. And you, lender, are going to pay for us a new appraisal with a new management company and a new appraiser because this is fucking stupid and it's your fault. But then, hallelujah, we didn't have to go through with any of that because we ended up making a lot more on selling our old house than I thought we were going to. And so we were able to do our down payment plus the 16,000 difference and then have some left over from the proceeds from selling our last house. And I found that out on Saturday. And because of that, we were able to get a early occupancy agreement with the sellers where we were getting moved into the house while not having actually closed on it yet. So we were able to get in on Saturday, unload all the stuff from our cars and the trailer, and then the movers came and delivered everything on Monday. And so we've been here since last Monday with all our stuff, getting everything unpacked and painted and stuff. And Paige's parents came and helped us paint. That was an enormous help. Also getting Paige motivated. She's not a very motivated to do things person. So they were a huge help. We got our bedroom and Paige's office painted. Paige's office is such a pretty color. Two colors, actually. The primary color, the lighter green, aqua, mostly green thing that's in there, it's called Mountain Dew. And it's not actually the color of Mountain Dew soda, but it is kind of a greenish color. And then there's, I forget what the other one's called, but it's a darker color, and it's so freaking pretty. I kind of wish Paige's desk was facing that wall instead of away from it, but she's going to see it all the time, and it's going to make her so happy. I'm so happy for her. And then our bedroom here is actually the same color as it was back in Emporia because we ended up with too much paint for that bedroom, so we just painted this bedroom the same color. It was like a gross gray olive color, gray green. I don't know how else to describe it. Anyway, so we got those two rooms painted. Got the previous owners had put 50 pictures on the walls in the living room and in this really long wall to the right of the front door. So this is a split level, so you come in the front door and then you have to pick whether you're going upstairs or downstairs. And to the right, next to the downstairs, is a really tall wall and they had covered like half this wall with family pictures. So these were definitely old people, retirees, with very proud of their kids and grandkids. And so we filled all those holes, and we're probably going to have to hire somebody to paint at least that one really tall wall because you need like scaffolding or a really tall ladder to do that, and we don't have those. I was hoping to have a really tall ladder, but they weren't able to fit that on the truck. Anyway, so we did finally close on the house this past Tuesday. Yeah, the day after the movers dropped everything off while stuff was still being unpacked. The movers came the next day and got mostly dishes out of the boxes. And the reason we have them do that, we don't have to have them do that, but it's part of the contract if we want them to. The reason we have them do that is just in case anything breaks, they're liable for it instead of us. You know, like they unwrapping something and it slips and crash. You know, I'm very, very capable of that. I am not the world's most graceful person. So if it, you know, smashes while they're unpacking it, their company will pay to replace it. Versus if I drop a dish, we have to pay to replace it. I finally got my kitchen arranged the way that I want it to. I got my stove, and here's my spices, and down here is my pots and pans, and up here is my bowls and plates, and up here is my baking stuff. And oh yeah, wait, you see this bruise? I'm not 100% sure where this actually. I have so many bruises. I've got one right here that's all green just from the moving and unpacking and carrying and all kinds of stuff. I have bruises all over the place. So does Paige. We look like domestic abuse victims. I feel like I've been talking for a long time here. So we got all that unpacked, or got all that unloaded, and they were unpacking, and we went and closed. And closing was smooth as butter, thankfully. We got the wire transfer to the title company for all the closing costs and that difference for the mortgage and everything. And it was in their bank account. Chase is apparently really fast. It was in their bank account in the less than 10 minutes it took for us to leave the title office and get back to the house. So once that was done, we own the house. And all of that ridiculousness is over with. But it's not a super big but it made it really stressful in the middle of all that other stressful stuff. Excuse me. We have moved 3 times with this company, with Paige's company that she works for. They have moved us 3 times. And we've had the whole packing and loading and unpacking service all 3 times. This bunch of packers and movers was the least competent we've had so far. Okay, let's try to break this down. Okay, so the number one thing that I'm thinking of right now is Paige has an IKEA Skarsta desk. It's a like hand crank adjustable up and down desk. I feel like my focus is way off. Okay. It's a hand crank adjustable up and down desk, and we're missing somewhere. It might be in a box that we haven't unpacked yet. But inside, so they took the top off the legs to be able to load it without taking up a bunch of floor space, which totally understandable. Did the same thing with mine, but my mechanism for going up and down is a lot different from hers. What was I saying? So they took the top off, and they didn't notice that inside is it's a 2-ish foot long hexagonal rod that goes into one end of the desk and then into like a sleeve that kind of sticks out with another piece, not the same piece, but another piece of hexagonal rod that goes into the other end. And as you crank, it turns this on both ends to raise both legs at the same time. Well, that long hexagonal piece is missing. Only the sleeve is there. So if you turn the crank, only the right side's going up. And they should have put those in a parts box. They took bolts out that didn't need to be taken out. The one guy who was assigned to put together our bed didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I put the bed together more or less 70% of it. He kind of helped. It's an IKEA. It's a Hemnes. Yeah, Paige's dresser is a Brimness. Sorry, it's the Hemnes king size. I had to actually look up the IKEA directions to put the bed back together. It went together a lot faster this time than it did when I first put it together, but I wasn't putting together drawers and the headboard and everything. What else was it? There are a number of things that were packed in weird ways and places. You know what? I can't remember many of the other specifics. I had a number of small complaints about these guys for the way they packed and loaded and moved, and I can't remember anything specifically right now, but I'm just, if we do have to move again with this company, which is not likely because she's at corporate headquarters now, so there's like nowhere else to go unless she goes with a different company. But if we do move again, I really hope we don't get that crew again. If I say, hey, your mover Brandon is coming, nope, assign somebody else, please. He's been doing it like 6 or 8 years, but it was, I don't know. Oh, also, another thing that happened with the moving is that the guy from the moving company who came to estimate how much shit we had to put in the truck underestimated by like a lot. They had like I think it was like a 40-foot box truck, not like a tractor trailer, but a box truck, a delivery truck, and barely managed to squeeze all of our stuff in there. They couldn't even fit their dollies and their moving blanket boxes back in there. They had to go put them in the garage of the old house and then beg their way back into the garage after we moved out because they immediately put a padlock on it, the new owners. That was a really long rant. That was like a half-hour rant. Okay, let's go play Control. I've actually played Control before on PS4. It's basically Warehouse 13, the video game. You are Jamie, who has woken up to be the director of the Bureau of Control. That's what it is. And they control these artifacts that have different abilities, just like Warehouse 13. And what's it called? Fun story. I met Pete Latimer at Pensacon a few years ago. That's not his real name. That's the character's name. Where was I? Gosh. So she wakes up. She's the director. She has to figure out the mystery of these interdimensional sand beings that have taken over the oldest house, which is the headquarters of the Bureau of Control, and develops new and stronger psychic powers. The result of something that happened with her and her brother when they were kids back in their hometown of Ordinary. I forget what state it's supposed to be. But there is a song very late in this game. It's one of the last things you do. But there's a song very late in this game by like a metal opera type band that is really, really cool and basically tells the story of the game. And I honestly can't remember the name of it. Let me see if I can look this up real quick. It's called Take Control by Old Gods of Asgard. So they're like a rock opera type thing. And most of their other songs I don't really care for, but this one particular song in the setting and what you're doing in the game is amazing. Go look the song up and listen to it, and I'm not going to play through to that point because it took me... This is a full like AAA or AA game. It's probably 20 plus hours of content. And it's toward the end of the game, and it's so cool playing through that part of the game, listening to that song. It's a really, really long song, but it's really cool. So let's get started. I wasn't able to get my controller to work, so I'm going to be playing with mouse and keyboard, unfortunately, so we'll see how that goes. Wait, what happened here? Okay. So we are bring up. Let me make sure I've got sound coming out. Ah, nope, I need it to go through the Elgato. There it is, and that's pretty loud. And if anybody's watching, let me know if that is loud enough for you. Yeah, let's do the audio panning that way. English. Do we want subtitles on? Sure. Let's start. Cool beans. Let's make sure camera is still on. Oh, I repacked all of our Christmas decorations into the red and green tubs that we got for them way back in Pensacola, like 5 years ago.
This is gonna be weirder than usual.
I like this girl, by the way. She,
You called me. So here I am.
It's modeled after, like, a real girl, the actress, the voice actress here. I think her name really is Jamie, too.
I shut you out
Or Jessie.
sometimes.
Oops.
I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing.
Oh yeah, she's been searching for her brother for like 11 years.
It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall. We
Yeah, Bureau
stare
of Control.
at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's
Shawshank Redemption.
and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room.
Ooh. That was a weird flip.
But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw.
I don't know if the jitteriness in the audio is coming from the computer running this or from the computer running the stream. I think it's the computer running this. It only started after I may need to adjust the quality. Display quality low. I guess I can't go any lower. Do that to low. Turn those off.
Anyone here?
Okay. Oh, this is weird with mouse controls. Oh, and not having motion blur is interesting. Hold F10. Prohibited items. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart. So everybody working here has to be dumb. Number 2, pencils. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal concept. For example, rubber ducks or ketchup bottles. All materials under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. Yeah, this place is bonkers. This place is bonkers. Okay. So this is the entrance. I don't know if I ever came back down here. Okay, so she does jump. Can I leave? I know now that I'm in here, this whole place is like on lockdown. You know what? After that rant, I don't know if I feel like playing for very much longer. Let's go through here. Okay, doors open in front of me automatically. What does that say? Internal lockdown in effect. Building lockdown in effect. Multiple containment breaches detected. Multiple building shifts detected. Head of research override. HRA protocol activated. Hadron something or other. That's what HRA stands for. So what has happened here is something called the hiss has taken over. So this is head of research. This is the janitor. And this is the director. Currently. And we're going to find out really quickly
Bureau of Control.
of what happened.
All these years I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, they were. Let's see. Get through here. No. Gotta go. Interesting. Oh, hey, I think. Collectible. Oh. If I'd held it, it would have gone directly to this. Something, a shark in his something, although secure, something, permission to do something, following basic protocol, something, shoot to kill. Okay. Shark. That is not even close to the weirdest thing that happens in this building. I hear a janitor. Hello. As you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request Form R4E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under section blah blah blah. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. I don't know what an R4 report is. Okay, singing. Yanni. I think Yanni the Yanitor.
Hello? Hey, excuse me.
There you are.
Ati.
Hear about the job? Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, then you
I have no idea what that meant.
for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, Jumala.
So he is apparently some kind of Eastern
You
European.
know, it makes us come off weird. Ati the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better somebody with no
This
face
is
at
dark.
all. Think about it. No face.
That could happen.
That said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
Yeah, perhaps. So where am I? Wait, isn't this where I just came from? No, that's apparently a different lobby that I just came through. Oh, a bath. This looks like the same entrance I just came in. How did I go past Atsu to get here?
This seal.
There.
I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
Vacuum tubes. Yeah, they have to use like 60s equipment here because of all the crazy stuff. Staffing, surveillance, blank, data center initiative, construction, blank, blank. Office equipment, janitorial costs, mold removal. Mold is a thing. HQ livability costs. For cost breakdown, see spreadsheet, page 5, 5-year comparison chart, see page. Yeah. Mold removal. That's one way to put it. Swear. That's where it just came. Well, no, this doesn't have the. Wait, isn't this where the janitor's portrait was? I don't. Man.
The cell and the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
So who she's talking to is not really you, the player. Courtney Hope is her name. The game character is her. It's really interesting. So we got ourselves a cutscene. So while this cutscene's running, I'll talk about we found a really nice, not nice, but a really good Mexican place not too far from here. Went there with the in-laws sometime last week, and I wrote a review about it on Google because it was really good Mexican food. I wrote a review on Google, gave it 5 stars, and I was like, the in-laws liked it. End of story. That was my review. That was the whole thing. And apparently my reviews are really popular on Google. Like, Google emails me all the time. Congratulations, 23,000 people have seen your reviews. I'm like, what?
Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind.
Okay, so you see that thing that just went around?
17 years since the men of this bureau took
Pay
it.
attention. Although I don't know how much longer I'm going to play. Okay. So I don't get... Oh, okay, it's like, do I not get camera control? So I need level 1 clearance. You end up with up to level 5 clearance. So the alarm is right there, okay. I feel like I'm supposed to get something. Oh, whatever. Doors everywhere. Not a single person. And we find out why later. I don't know how much later. You know what? All of this exploring is not nearly as important as going through the story for you guys. Let's just grab the obvious stuff. Barbara, I'm not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day, for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. So Trench is the director. Nope. Whoa, noise in the director's office.
Shit.
Oh crap, he's dead.
Shit. You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
Okay, so you see the kind of spinny, circly light thing. Just pay attention to that. Hello, Courtney.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, The service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner, and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
So astral planes. So you jump into your brain regularly in this place. Okay. D for melee. Whoa. Oh, I forgot that's what melee is.
The same gun. Okay, now I have a gun.
Aiming is going to be a lot easier with the mouse than with, well, I thought so. Yeah, it reloads itself over time. It has infinite ammo. You just gotta wait for it to reload. Service weapon regenerates ammunition automatically when not in use. This is the service weapon. Okay. Shit, they have weapons now too. Wrong button. Ah, shit. Where'd you go? Did I smash that guy? Okay. Congratulations, director. So, I am now the director.
This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
It's a situation.
It's down outside. Is it safe to go?
Proceed further into the bureau. So I came through that door. Whoa. That is the hiss.
You can't let this happen. You can't let this happen. You can't let this happen. You can't let this happen.
Oh yeah, it's got her actually in there. I forgot.
Let this happen. You can't let this happen. You can't let this happen.
So you're the only person that's immune to that just happened to.
You. Oh, thank you. That was horror.
They're great. They all have weapons.
Get the fuck away.
Yeah, they pop because they're full of sand, red sand. Yeah. There we go. Discards. That's what I just fought. Director Trench's photograph. Case files. Information about the service. Oh, the object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to blank. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of director, I can presume. The object will determine whether they live or die and become the projector. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. The process is dictated by the board, though their criteria is unknown. The object was discovered inside the oldest house in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis, blank, is that it has taken many forms throughout history. Blank, 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 blank. Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varnastro, all weapons that probably were preceding forms of this gun. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If that's the case, blank. Oh, I wish I knew what that last blank said. That sounds really interesting. And yeah, record. That one that we watched with Dr. Darling. So yeah, these little blue dots are health. Did I get a card? No. So I got off the elevator.
The hotline. Secure line of communication.
Ah, shit, that's right. Forgot about that.
Reached hotline.
The hotline.
Let me see. Can I make it gameplay enabled? Assist mode. Sure. Oh, keep going. So, there are some severe difficulty spikes in this game in a couple places, especially the very first boss, which I'm not at yet. Enhanced aim assist. That's good. Oh wow, that would be... No, no thanks. I don't want that.
The dead man. Okay.
Jeez. Okay, maybe I don't like that. Is that it? Okay, maybe I don't like that snapping. I don't like the snapping. Well, really, I just need the aim help. Ah. Ah, dang it. Yeah. The game is designed to be challenging, for sure. Yeah, okay, I'm kind of tired of playing. I've played this game before, I don't really want to anymore. And I had that whole rant at the beginning. I've been playing for about an hour. Have I actually had any viewers? No. None. Not since almost an hour ago. Okay. I'm going to call it quits for the night. I am working on a video, a very, very small short video. It might turn into a short. No, the orientation won't allow that, but the buzz on my shirt. I should have just looked down at it. So this is the result of brushing James outside for like 10 minutes and still getting more and 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 more fur. Okay. So this coming Thursday, let's look at what's coming up next. I should be able to get back into regular streaming schedule moving forward, depending. So this Thursday, what's coming up as the free game? I noticed that they did show that in that section. Okay, next week we get Hela's Other Demons and Overcooked 2. So this is one of those kind of mobile game ported deals. Okay, so those are the only two next week. Go back. So yeah, Genshin Impact is free. I basically decided yesterday, today, to stop playing Genshin Impact. It's become a chore. It's become another gacha game that you have to just keep on and keep on and keep on grinding. I want a game with a beginning and an end. I don't want to continue playing forever and ever and ever. I want to have my story and finish it. So yeah. So Hela's Other Demons. What is that even about? Yeah, this volume is a little bit loud. That's better. Hela's Other Demons is an action platform shooter with roguelite elements. Explore a sprawling, handcrafted world full of demons, insanely over-the-top boss fights, and a heavy synthwave soundtrack. What do we got? Oh. Okay. Okay. Well, wish me luck for about 5 minutes. It's about all the time I'm going to spend playing that. Overcooked returns with a brand new helping of chaotic cooking action. Journey back to the Onion Kingdom and assemble your team of chefs in a classic couch co-op or online play for up to 4 players. Hold on to your aprons. It's time to save the world again. So it's a top-down cooking deal. And can you play by yourself? Or are you required to play with more than one person? You've saved the world from the ever-peckish. Now a new threat has arisen, and it's time to get back in the kitchen to stave off the hunger of the unbred. Unbred. You'll need to work together to get the highest scoring chaotic local and online multiplayer. Feast your eyes on this. I think I think there'll be some single player where I don't have to play with other people. I hate playing with other people. Unless it's like couch co-op together. So we'll see how both of those go. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say for the night. Thanks for watching. If it's not too late, go ahead and hit that like button. That does help. YouTube treats live streams just like videos for the likes and the algorithm and everything. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. And I will see you at 7. I'll be on time. on Thursday. Peace out. Have a good night.